I made a police report about the domestic violence. They told me that somebody from the Dawn Center will be calling me. 4 or 5 days later, someone from the Dawn Center called me, telling me I need to go to the clerk's office and ask for Juliet.
Okay.
I went in and talked to her, and I told her exactly what happened. She told me to tell them that I got punched in the face because I didn't do the chores and didn't cook dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, you gotta add to that. If you want protection, you will do exactly as I say. She goes, you want him to be arrested, you will have to work with us. So they told me, I was writing stuff up. She goes, before you write anything else down, she goes, you need to talk to me. You need to tell me what you're writing down before you write it down so we can add to it. And she's like, I need you to lie.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it just like that. I'm like, I'm not comfortable lying. I'm not a liar. She goes, do you want protection? Yes. Then you have to do it this way. I'm like, I don't want to lie. She goes, don't think about it as lying. She goes, think about it as extending the truth. And then I told her about my cats, and they found my cats dead. And she's like, oh, so he killed the cats. I'm like, I can't prove that.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. She goes, write down that he killed your cats. That's not what I said. She goes, write that down. She goes, tell them that your parents found them all bloody. I'm like, that's not what they said. They just said they found my cats dead inside the house. She goes, you need to say that they were all bloody and there was blood everywhere. And I'm like, that's not. She goes, you want protection? Yes. Do exactly as I say. And I'm like, I want my parents at court with me. Oh, no, they're not allowed. You're not allowed to have anybody support with you other than your lawyer and me. They wanted me to lie. They wanted me to do certain things that I'm just not comfortable doing. They wanted me to come to the shelter right away. And I'm like, I'm in a safe place. There's no need for me to do that.
Did you testify at all or say anything?
Oh, yeah. I had to, because I was alone. She couldn't say a word. It was all me. And she kept, nudging her head, yes. She couldn't, respond, but she was shaking her head. Yes, and she would shake her head, no. She would shake her head, yes. And her and the judge would glance at each other. Juliet pulled me and whispered in my ear afterwards. She goes, I need to see you in October so we can go for a renewal. I actually was the second case of the day, but I stayed for the first one and the one after me because I wanted to see something. The first one, Juliet was not with. She did not, that first person did not work with Juliet. She by me the first case. Her injunction was not granted.
Yeah.
Every case that Juliet had was granted. I'm not a liar. Makes me to make me feel like I have to lie destroyed me.